Hello, hello. So last time we were attacked. Well, actually, we were attacked 2 times ago. We took care of it last time, though. So we should be safe for a while. I wanted to. Let's see. We need more. I think we need more. What are they called? Flamethrower turrets. So do need to send a rocket here? Oh, actually, we have 40. That's more than I expected. We're low on walls. But our goal today is hopefully to get nuclear power up. That requires us to get some copper first, though. And having to expand our copper production is actually a bit trickier than I thought. So I don't know if we'll actually be able to do that, finish that all. Because we have to get copper, then we have to make nuclear power here. If we're lucky, we might have enough copper. It depends how my distribution is. But there is a small chance that we have enough copper here to work with. And then I wanted to give this its own little oil supply. We forgot. Forgot flamethrower turrets though. We need flamethrower turrets, walls, pipes, and undergrounds and stuff like that. Because I would like to have this section like in repair range, so that way I can keep things running. Don't know how well it will work, but that is the goal. This should have enough walls. Oh, our inventory is actually full. Interesting. Shift right click to delete. Cryonite. Okay, I don't really know what to do with this junk. Oh my gosh. I think this has been here this whole time. So, last time, I hope this hasn't been here this whole time. Basically, last time we spent a long time trying to like save every single medium power pole we could. So if it turns out we had 100 spare and didn't have to like cut so many corners, it's a rough realization, and I think that is exactly what happened. So it is a bit unfortunate, but you know things happen. Okay, so we don't have all the walls, but we don't really need all of them. We do need the flamethrower turrets though. If I can find them. Oh wait. This. Oh wait, no. I was thinking this was also here, but this is my combat armor. So this was not supposed to stay. So this one was less of a mistake. Oh, there's the flamethrower turrets. I can't believe we sent a shipment of a ton of rocket fuel. We were very desperate for making a functional base. So what we ended up doing was taking rocket fuel, shipping about well, this much, but we only really needed about 1 or 200. I just figured if we're going to be shipping a lot of stuff, we might as well ship way more rocket fuel than I need. Because we needed to kickstart our boilers for about 2 to 3 minutes to get out of the blackout, brownout territory. I cannot find them. There they are. But we're good now. It was a rough while. Took a bit of time to fix it, and it was very chaotic, but we did manage to get it done, and that's what matters. I cannot hear the game. Oh, it switched headphones on me. I was wondering why I was so quiet. Hmm. So we do need to defend these with their own. Honestly, we could probably just do laser turrets. There is a good chance they don't. Actually, no, wait. They don't need to be defended. Right, I was thinking we had to repair every Roboport, but realistically, these things will last a while, especially if we recover anything that's military. I think that'll help. But yeah, because of how the goal is to make it that if things get destroyed over here for a long time, bots will eventually replace it. So a series of unprotected Roboports will usually be fine. Unless they try to stay in one of the Roboports. That is a possibility, but they'll at least be able to fix each other. If it is problematic, we can always add defenses later. Shouldn't be too bad. But yeah, I don't think they'll be attacked very often, and if they are, bots will eventually replace them. Because of how strong these walls are, the repairs are really only needed to make sure that we can fix what's broken eventually. It won't be It won't be a problem for a while. So unless they send us behemoths at us that just destroy our walls instantly, we'll be okay. Gosh, I'm very terrified for behemoths now that I think about it. That'll work. Yeah, let's replace them though. Okay, and then I think one more and then we're good. Oh, that does reach. That is actually a really bad spot for it though. That's in flamethrower range. So what we have to do instead is probably like place it here and waste a Roboport. Because what we don't want is Roboport right here getting melted. That would kind of defeat the purpose, and we would go through a lot of Roboports that way. Look at that. They did connect. They'll place those for us. That's good. And then, because we have efficiency modules in these, I think we can actually give these some beacons. Oh, wait, we have space for another. Yeah, I want to get as much oil as we can out of this while we're here. I'm assuming we have speed modules and junk. Yeah, we should be fine. Yeah, now that it's connected to the main grid, it doesn't really matter that these have their own local power. Actually, they're not connected to their own grid. Can they power this Roboport, though? That actually might be a problem. Well, no, they're connected. No, they'll be fine. They'll be fine. I don't really want these to ever stop if the main grid is destroyed. Because the fact that these are running off accumulators and enough solar panels to keep all of them running means we'll probably be good for... We'll be good for a while. They would have to have this pipe destroyed for, I don't know, probably a couple hours at least before we run out of oil in the main base. Does this work? Energy consumption is still high, so let's give it one more. There we go. That's pretty decent. It's a 40% increase in speed. Yeah, 40% increase in speed or something around there. Not really an increase in productivity. There we go. Or power consumption. Productivity will eventually increase over time, but that's not really our goal here. We just want to give them as many speed modules as we can afford. There we go. Same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, and there we go. If we had just copied, that probably would have been faster, but actually I kind of want them to match. We're going to copy them anyway. There we go. Perfect. Okay. So now we produce, what is that? 40% more oil? Something like that over what we were producing. That's it's actually pretty good. Then we still have plenty of power, I think. Actually, we might not. These solar panels are pretty bad. Let's see. Yeah, this might not be enough. Because we have to power. Wow, these solar panels are so bad that because we have to power the beacon. I think that's draining too much power because the beacons themselves increase power consumption by like a factor of 3. Well, that's fine. We'll just keep them on the same grid. We should be fine. I think we fixed our main power grid enough so that way this shouldn't be a problem. Although if it is a problem, it's going to be a really bad problem. So yeah, we can just we'll just accept the risk. Like everything's going to break anyway if we mess up. We might as well go the easy route. Okay, and then I kind of want to delete these landmines because I don't want them to keep being replaced. I do... Oh, wait, look at that. I've already done this multiple times, it looks like. That simplifies things. Yeah, we already have this filter thing to use. Okay, these aren't connected. That's bad. Actually, we should probably double check to make sure we have oil going all the way around. It looks like it. It's really not a ton. I guess, actually this is a reasonable. We just have 8 tanks, so the percentage is pretty low, but yeah, should be, should be enough. We could use a pump. The problem with using a pump, though, we would have to power it probably on its own grid, but if we try to use a pump here, we'll run into the issue of not being able to defend our base if we run out of power, and that's kind of the whole reason we're using flamethrower turrets. Because when we tried laser turrets, we were destroyed because we had a blackout, and then it wasn't really possible to recover from it. And then here is our steam buffer, which hopefully will eventually fill up. It's hard to say. Can't really see if this one's increasing. We made sure to not overdo it by that much. I think we may have gone a bit too low, though. Like, it does seem like it's partially increasing. Maybe we could just add one more. Like, if we just add that there, I'm sure that won't increase our total power consumption by much, but it'll make it a little bit more reliable and consistent. Oh, wait, these have power. Oh, wait. No, it's a pressure issue, right? Oh, wait, these don't connect to the same grid. Oh, I forgot. These are not shared between these. Oh, that would do it. The math was accounting for all 16, not half of them powering a third. Okay, that would do it. So it's not it's not really a pressure issue. I just forgot a pipe. They used to be connected differently. That's why that happened. But it should be good now. Well, eventually when they build it. Okay, that means we can actually delete this because we don't need it anymore. Yeah, the main goal is to just have little power tanks, so that way while these are charging, they can charge them really fast. We can defend against meteors again. Okay, and then I wonder if we have the resources for how many big electric poles is that? 6, or big electric drills. If we could get 6, that would be really nice. Because it would be nice for it to not blink, and then we never have to worry about it again. Oh wait, oh they're way cheaper than I thought. I thought they required like 6 big electric, like 6 or 8 mini electric drills each. Okay, that means we wouldn't have brought medium electric poles. Or we wouldn't have... Yeah, we didn't... Wait. Is this supposed to be powered? This is definitely supposed to be powered. It's not functional, but... We do plan for using it. We do plan to use it for something eventually. I don't think we ever finished it, though. Yeah, because we didn't have any rush. We have enough to keep this base running for a while. Anyway, we might be able to craft an electric drill, but I really don't think so. Yeah, there's no way we have this much. There's no way you have stone bricks. Okay, that's fine. They'll just keep blinking forever. Or realistically, we just cut it and then forget about it because I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it on my alerts forever. There's probably a more elegant way to do that, but I don't know what that is. Okay, well, we should be good here for a bit. I don't think we have access to iron. I wanted to set up automated repair packs, but yeah, we're not. We're not gonna do that. What we could do, we could... Oh wait, we need iron. I completely forgot. We need iron for... We need iron for nuclear power, because we need acid. Well, we need another rocket here anyway, right? So what if we undo everything we did over here? I do not know what I undid. Oh no. Was it something over here? I pressed undo too many times. Is there anything else we built? Oh, we just built the power poles. Hold on, gotta check something real quick. Someone's asking about food. Okay, I should be good now. What were we doing? Right, we need to get iron, which is here. I believe we have an industrial furnace. Not like Not like it really matters which kind of furnace we use. We don't have to be terribly efficient. We could expand the wall. I was thinking that we would just kind of have an outpost here, but we can't really defend it. We're also running low on walls though, so that complicates things a lot. We have 1,000. If I'm quick enough, I might be able to test it real quick and actually count, but I don't. We'll see. Let's go down, over, down. Okay, how much is that? 160, 160. You know, we can do that. I'm just gonna reload it. That's only about 160 times like 3, so about 500. Oh, that's pushing it. We don't actually have that many more spare walls after that. We can get some of them back. Like we can recover these. I think that's the only way we'll actually be able to afford to cover that whole area. We can take these back, I guess. See, these got attacked. That's expected. Wait, I don't know how that happened. What button opened that? Shift. Oh, Shift Y. Oh, I've been wondering what the hotkey for that was. Or it's just regular Y, but it registers Shift Y. Huh. Yeah, that's like the fourth time that's happened. It's not a super frequent mistake. It only really app opens if I'm trying to look at research or something. But yeah, that's definitely an easier type or an easier misclick than I thought. Then unfortunately, wait, with the big mining drills, there is a chance that we can just build the mining drill. We can just have the wall like a lot, not enclose the entire patch. Let's see right here. So we could theoretically have the wall here. Oh, that's not that much of a difference. I thought the range on those was larger, but it's really only like 5 tiles or so, or 3 tiles. It's really not much. I mean, we could save a few walls that way, but not really wouldn't make a difference. Perfect. Now we go up. We don't really have to cover this entire square that we just built. Um, but wall-wise, it doesn't. Oh wait, we might use this eventually. There we go. Okay, there we go. So wall-wise, making like a square isn't really any cheaper than making something like that with like a corner cut out. It does use more roboports to cover an area like this, but I don't think that's really that big of a concern. Because I'm pretty sure we brought like 50 roboports, which is more than enough for anything we'd need. Oh yeah, like this, we could have even saved a roboport here if we really wanted to. We don't need to, so I'm not trying to like maximize their distance or anything, but we could have probably done this with 4 roboports. Definitely worth an easier wall design for sure. Okay, perfect. Looks like we were able to get everything. Nice. Almost perfect. Is there any way we can design this so that way we can cover the whole step without landfill? I don't think so. That is so close. We have landfill, it's just not on us. It used to be. We threw it in a steel chest earlier. Let's see, where is it? Perfect.
Beef taco.
Yo, what's up, Bep? I did make bread, sourdough. I'm pretty sure that I'm just a bread channel now, or at least my Twitter is just bread, bread pics and stream updates, being like, hey, can't stream today. It's either that or pictures of bread, and there's nothing else. Or sorry, my X That sounds so dumb. Is that what is anyone actually calling it that? I don't think it is. I hope you're doing well. We're cleaning up the mess from last time. Uh or 2 times ago. Basically, we were attacked and we didn't have any defenses, and it took us like an hour to fix a complete blackout because we didn't have any good source of power here that doesn't use power. And it was rough. Took a long time to get out of that. That's pretty much all we got accomplished. Now we're trying to fix it to make it that doesn't happen again by planning for nuclear power. I wanted to expand the base, but I don't think that is going to happen. Will this work? I think technically the whole area is covered. Yeah, we can make that work. Cool. Look at that. Nicely defended wall. Honestly, this turned out pretty good. I thought this would be much messier to try to put the flamethrowers everywhere, but this is there were less angles than I remembered. Now we just add like an awkward little corner here because you can't just you can't fill flamethrowers from the back, which is unfortunate. So instead you have to do very ugly corners. If they had like a more circular range, I guess it would work. But it's very much a wide arc. I also don't think I did that correctly, did I? I think I copied the wrong thing. Yeah, that won't work. I forgot to copy the underground because I had replaced it with like a little corner piece. Hey, I think that's okay. I don't know if we're covering this area anymore now, though. And then we'll just be lazy. Okay, perfect. Really hope that bots actually place those, because if they don't, it's going to be a while before it's fixed. We could give them flamethrowers first. I might actually build the wall by hand, because the last thing we want is to be attacked and lose our precious resources, because we can't quite replenish them, not cheaply at least. It's quite the commitment too, and I don't want to send another rocket until we're ready for nuclear power, because that will be pretty much the last delivery this planet needs for a bit. Okay, don't know how we didn't go in a straight line there. Literally just holding W. It must have I wonder if it's like a car driving? No? I don't know. It feels like it locks you into a straight line, but it doesn't actually. Or at least you can still have a bit of an angle. That can't be good. Oh, that's just a landmine that wasn't supposed to be there. Wait, where was that? Huh. I didn't realize there's landmines up there. Thought we got all of them. Okay. Now we don't have to worry about them. Perfect. Maybe not the prettiest thing, but that's okay. Cool. I think we got everything. Yeah, and it's connected between... No, it's not. Oh gosh, did we do that everywhere? Okay, it looks like it's connected through both sides, so that way if something breaks, we still get oil. Perfect. Now we can get the iron. Which I don't know if we need to copy the blueprints, but... Yeah, I don't think we need to copy the efficiency modules, but we might as well. Let's see, what's the least amount of drills we can use here? I don't really see one. It looks like we're looking at least like 12 drills, which we definitely do not have. Do we have something we can copy? Yes. Actually, I want to copy this because this is a pretty small iron patch. There we go. We even have a nice gap there for an underground pipe. Okay, this will be all the iron we need. Honestly, it will be all the iron I need. You don't need much for a launch. Industrial furnace, which I really hope we have. And then we can give it prod mods, I think would be good. Maybe a prod mod and a beacon, because we don't really have a ton of iron here. Okay, that'll work. We'll have to give them prods by hand. Let's see. We're missing walls. Okay, we still have walls on us, so I think we do have enough to defend this place. We do need to request more from Novice, though. Okay. So we need walls in here. We still don't have any bots. That is bad. Oh, wait. We might have bots. They might just be instantly low. Nope, we don't have bots. We do have 600 drills. That's not intended. How do we fix this? Manually? I don't know. There's probably a better way, but this works. I want to only bring like 50. Okay, that'll be fine. And now we flip the output here. Actually, no, we're just going to do this. And we'll also have whatever that is. We'll have some rocket fuel in there. Oh, wait. Oh, because this is requesting walls, that won't work. Hold up. Okay, we just need a filter inserter. I was trying really hard to be lazy and not use a filter, but I don't think we have the choice. Yeah, well. Oh well. Not a big deal. I think we even have stack filter inserters. The bright side, this means we won't have walls in here, so that's something. Well, we won't have that many walls. We do have stack filter inserters, right? Yeah, okay. Those seem to be fine. Let's see, are these producing? No, because we never added an output. Forgot about that. That's kind of important. Apparently we're also not building things anyway. Cool. What do these stack up to? 10. Okay, so we only want one stack. We don't even want one stack of either of those things, actually. I think we might have to add a logistics network filter instead. Then we need heat shield, not heat pipe, heat shield. Is that glass? No, processing units. There we go. That's good enough. And we don't have big electric motors. So yeah, we're not producing bots. We're not producing electric motors. What are we producing? Okay, we're producing some, but I don't know where they're going. Let's. I can't believe we have to follow this bot to see what happens to these. Because they're obviously going to the wrong place if we haven't built any centrifuges. That or we just don't have many. So it hasn't buffered yet. These bots are incredibly slow. Bot factories really want you to have... Okay, no, it is working. Wait, that's going somewhere else. Ah, this thing is still producing drills. We cannot afford that right now. Okay, so that's probably taking up half of our big electric poles. So is this? Well, this isn't constantly running, so that one's fine. Well, these will not finish for a long while, but they will eventually. So that's workable. We need one stack, and then probably 2 stacks will be enough from the heat exchangers. What did they do? 10 megawatts? Yeah, 2 stacks should be plenty. And then these we decided don't need to be stack limited. They would need to be logistics network limited because they're so expensive. It's enabled if less than 10. And then this is enabled if reactor is less than, let's do 5. Yeah, that should be fine. Let's see, we have the capsule here. Is there anything else we can do on this planet? Let's see. We technically have a solid wall around us. That's what matters. Well, I mean, other things matter too, but at the moment, that's all that matters. We have a slightly functional base, so I'll take it. Productivity modules, speed modules, efficiency modules. Good, that's everything we need. Let's see. These have a 300% increase in consumption, which is a lot. They also craft incredibly slowly. I'd say that we can't afford to do this quite yet. We can't spare that much speed. Let's do this. Is that better? 200% increase in power, only 25% loss. Okay, that's something we can work with. Way cheaper. Okay, that will give us plates. What else do we need for sulfuric acid? Right, we haven't set up petroleum processing yet. That is a problem. I guess we're really banking on not consuming much. Oh wait, you know what we could do? We have, what are they? We have this coal. I think cracking is actually, not cracking, what's it called? Um, Liquefaction? Do we have that yet? Yes, we do have coal liquefaction. So if we take that and crack this oil or frack this oil, coal, I don't think either of those are really. I don't think I feel like those aren't the actual words. They're words I've heard. I don't know if they actually apply. Also, that's bad. We can't afford to replace bots here. Oh no, we don't have flames. We don't have flames here. We need to fix that by hand. Actually, no, we have laser turrets. We could leave those unprotected for a bit. Bots will work fast enough, right? As long as we have available bots, they can fix it in time. Yeah. Okay, I was wondering why we took so much damage up there. It's because we were defending with like 2 laser turrets instead of awesome flamethrowers, which way better. Okay, there we go. Think everything's covered there. Where were we? Okay, so nuclear power. We need to liquefy the coal, or whatever the verb would be. I know it's not liquefy, but I don't know what the verb tense would be of liquefaction. But we should have plenty. We're not using a ton, so that's the thing that makes this viable. We really do not need a ton to power a nuclear plant. And I just basically want to guarantee that we always have oil for our flamethrower turrets. The other option is sending another pipe back up with light oil and then using this, but then we eventually run out of defense ammo, and I don't think that's worth the risk. I'd rather run out of power, especially since that's the thing we're replacing. I've never set up, actually, that's not true. I did a brief moment with coal liquefaction in Warptorio when I was playing through that. It wasn't useful for very long, but it made it that if we only had a coal planet, we could at least defend our base, which was something. Okay, we need chem plants, oil refineries. It would help if we had a barrel of oil, because you do need to kickstart it. We need a tank as well, a liquid tank. Oh wait, we have 1 centrifuge. Is that enough? That might be enough. If we don't want to use Covarex, which I don't even know if we have. Yeah, we don't have it. We could research it. We should start researching Covarex. Yeah, without Covarex enrichment, technically I only need 1 centrifuge. So we don't need to... Also, this is going to take a while to research because I don't think we have enough science. We'll see. I don't know what we're limited by. Something in the space station has run out. I'm just not sure if it's utility science or production science or maybe both. Now, we can check though. That shouldn't be too difficult. Novice orbit, let's see. It is researching. It has 500 production science. With our prod boost, that makes it, what is it, about 40% or so? Something like that. Yeah, 40% prod boost. So that will not get us Covrex. And it is low on machine learning data. Yikes. Okay. Machine learning data requires substrates? Oh, wait. Substrates we might actually have. If that's our limiting factor for science, I think we're good. Because we can send this rocket up. It only has 100 stacks of stuff in it, though, which is really bad. But I'm pretty sure substrates don't require a ton of resources. It's just like a complex chain. And with that's actually, that keeps being our limiting factor. Let's raise the limit for that. I can never remember the hotkeys in this, so that's why I always keep going back to the main map view every time. Because if you press M instead of N, or vice versa, it just puts you in the wrong. Kind of just like teleports you back to where you were, which is a mistake I make a lot. I think this is what controls the signal. Yeah, there we go. Let's request 5,000, because that is always what we run low on. Let's see if it worked. Okay, cool. Now back to nuclear power. Yeah, we needed a tank, and we need logic. Okay, I think we have everything we need. Yep, that should be everything we need. I don't know where to do it. Realistically, it needs to be by both water and by coal, which are kind of on opposite sides of the base. So one of those we're gonna have to reroute. I think we'll reroute the coal, especially if we do it this way. Only a quarter of it will be used for power, which isn't that bad. Let's take an actual good path though. Yep, there we go. That was not a good path. It's the path we took, but it was a bit messy. I hope this spot works. This is actually kind of where I was planning to do nuclear power, but we're just gonna have to hope we find space later. I mean, we could still put a nuclear power plant in like this corner. Yeah, that's actually a lot of space. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine. If we manage to fit 2 gigawatts in Warptorio, I'm sure we can fit power here, especially since we can always expand it. Okay, it needs heavy oil. It needs... Oh wait, it needs steam? Does the steam need to be any temperature? I don't think it matters. But just in case, we'll convert it. Okay, there we go. I like that. It looks like it's powered. Right now it's using a lot more power than it needs. I think it's technically functional, but it is expensive. Can we use this one? This is very low temperature steam. If we can use that for crafting, I think it uses a lot less power. I don't know if it makes a difference, or if it's even possible. But I mean, it fills this, so I think that's okay. It makes it 320 degrees Celsius. Weird. That's not even one of the options here. Is it? No. Okay. Whatever. Okay, and then we need some heavy oil, which we can loop back here. Oh, wait. No, it's always going to be looped back. This was messier than I meant it to be. There we go. Then we can expand this later if we needed. If we need production modules, because this doesn't need to work fast, it just needs to reduce how much oil we use. And then light oil, petroleum. Technically, we should just crack everything and turn it and put it in storage tanks, because we don't really have use for any of the other fuels right now. Unless, you know, I asked this last time, but I didn't find an answer. Factorio is coal liquefaction for power profit? I don't know. I feel like that will find it, because I'm pretty sure someone did the math. Okay. So let's see. This says if you consume 44 megajoules of coal for the refinery, you get 88 millijoules of solid fuel out of it. And I don't know if this is including efficiency modules at all. Let's see. What is it? What number is it using for the refinery? $420 kilowatts of electricity. Is that the default? Roughly? Okay, so I imagine this is a better use of coal, and it gives me the availability to produce. Can't think of what it's called. What are we making? Nuclear power? Yeah. I don't think it matters that much, so I don't. Yeah, I'm not going to bother setting it up, but there is the option later of using this as our entire source of coal for the fuel for the power plant. The reason it's not worth setting up, though, is because we're trying to go to nuclear power. And if we're going to nuclear power, then we, of course, don't really need fuel anymore. We don't really need solid fuel anymore, so it would not be worth our effort. Output, I don't know why this is the pattern I'm going with, but, you know, it seemed pretty nice. Then we can just send to cracking, send to cracking. These are going to be pretty simple logic. All we have to do is say light oil less than, honestly, since we want to crack it all, we can just keep it at like 50. It can be a pretty low number. If we can find it. There we go. The heavy oil, though, since heavy oil we do need, we want to keep that a bit higher. Like 20, like 5,000 or something. We did select the wrong side, so let's make this less than 1,000. Okay, those are pretty small. Okay, so now all of it will be recycled until this fills up. Perfect. And then this is petroleum, so this is what we'll be turning the other stuff into. So this one doesn't really need logic, it just needs a pipe that goes into it. We could use a pump just to make sure it goes one direction, but it's really slightly unnecessary. Okay, and we're just going to set up cracking again because it's really easy to set up a quick cracking. We don't really need to copy a recipe from somewhere. We do need to figure out how to get water down here. I was going to plan to take the water from the coal liquefaction pipe, but yeah, that doesn't work because this has steam in it, not water. There we go. Should be good now. Perfect. Cracking. We'll give it some prod mods because we want to save our coal. Although I think we're using more power because of this, so I don't think we're actually saving coal. So we can fix that by using a beacon with efficiency modules. Actually, this one... No, this one's still worth it. Yeah, this will still save a little bit of power. I actually don't know which one is better to use efficiency modules in or speed modules in, or if it makes a difference. I guess when you're only powering one thing, it doesn't really matter. Okay, I kind of like that. But not really, but it'll work. Give it some speeds. And they only have a slight hit to crafting speed, and they don't really consume that much more power. Perfect. Okay, now we're producing heavy oil, which requires us to unbarrel the barrels that we already have. Very nice. Glad we happen to have these for another recipe, because this simplifies this chain a lot. Otherwise, we have... It's not called barreling, is it? What's it called? Fill barrel. Okay. Or empty barrel. Is that right? No, that's liquid rocket fuel. How did I lose it again? There it is. And that should be enough to kickstart it. Or we can just keep giving it all. Yeah, sure, why not? Okay. And then actually, because we have oil here, we could send some of this oil up here and not have to use the barrels anymore. We can fix that later, but yeah, I guess I never expected to get petroleum on this planet. Didn't petroleum and heavy oil on this planet, so we just decided we would use exclusively barrels. And then we sent over like 22,000 barrels or something, which is more than enough. That will last us a good long while. This is not filling up very fast. We did not set the logic right. Yep, we used the wrong operator. There we go. Those are much different things. Kind of the opposite, one might say. You're trying to code. My stream is very relaxing. Glad you're enjoying it. Yeah, it's been a pretty chill week for me, so I don't I'm just doing some slow space exploration playthrough. It's a lot less eventful than things like Warptoria was, because it's a lot of figuring out recipes. Although last time was a bit hectic, actually. Yesterday was it yesterday? I think it was Thursday. Thursday was incredibly hectic because we had to defend this planet, and we're not good at combat in this. I'm just terrible at combat in Factorio, especially when it comes to big biters. I'm good when it comes to small and mediums, but once they start killing me in like 2 seconds, I don't know how to deal with it. Usually I just sit there and dance and toss grenades, which is effective until you get to... It's not that effective for mediums, and it's very ineffective for bigs. But once I got the flamethrowers around the base, this area got a lot more calm. Okay, that should be enough. I don't think we need a ton of production here. If we really want, we could build a second one. Actually, yeah, I might do that. Because it's pretty easy to set up. Although we didn't design it in a way that can be expanded, so maybe this won't work. Uh, hmm. Okay, new plan. Let's move the water pipe. I think that is our easiest course of action. Because otherwise we cannot. Otherwise we can't connect these. Okay, there we go. Let's see if that works. Output, and then output. There we go, we did it. It shouldn't have been that complicated, but it was, because lack of foresight punishing us once again. Say we have light oil, heavy oil, petroleum. Okay, we're good. Did we fix this logic here? I think we did, but I'm honestly not confident in myself. Yeah, it looks fine. Okay, so that gives us the petroleum. We can take the water. We can also just produce it here, I think, where we have access to water already. That's that way we don't have to bring it far. And if we can fit it inside the... Oh yeah, that's even better. If we can fit it inside the beacon, then we're great. Because then we're just not consuming much power for this. Where is it? Okay, sulfur into sulfuric acid. Perfect. This should be enough. I don't know for sure, but I think we'll be okay, because we don't really need a ton of sulfur to power our miners. And voila. Input. Prod mods. Yeah, okay. I like that. Actually, maybe I don't want prod mods. These things kind of need to produce faster. Like, it doesn't need to produce fast, but that's incredibly slow, so that might be a bit too much. And then we need the big electric bills. Big electric drills before we can fully connect this, but we can assume that this works, because this is a pretty straightforward recipe. Can we make this across? No, we cannot. I don't know why I thought we could. It looked like a pretty large gap. I had hope. This is very misplaced, like most of most of my hope in this game. Okay, let's see. I don't think we actually connected everything. Felt like we were a couple tiles off in some places, but maybe we're fine. We do have to take an awkward curve here because we kind of messed up our alignments, but that happens. Okay, and then that will eventually make it to uranium. Okay, we don't have that many cliff explosives, so I think I will actually try to build around them. Okay, and this is just the acid pipe. It does not have to be that protected. Because if it's destroyed, we should have plenty of like power remaining that we can wait for boss to fix it. Unlike this one, which is pretty essential to run constantly, unless we have the buffer. Don't know how far this needs to go. I also can't really visualize the gap right now. Is that everything within range? No, not quite. Now everything's in range. Okay, now I can get the big electric poles. I think we could have done this with one less pole. Or one less RoboPort. But if we had slightly better alignment, but I don't think we're not hurting for RoboPorts that much, so we don't really have to worry about it, but yeah, there's definitely enough space for one less there. Also, that is a lot of glass. Is there anything we can use glass for? That's so much. I know you use glass in a lot of recipes. I just don't know if there are any recipes I can make here. Let's pull up FNEI, see what that does. Chemical plants, electric lap, none of these are worth producing here. Let's see, we have acid. Is there anything we can use with acid? Yeah, no, I think our best bet is to plan to eventually send a rocket back to Novice, because there's no way we can consistently take care of that. Okay, and then let's see, can we... I think... This is tough. I need this to output. I guess we'll just use a filter. I wanted to avoid using a filter inserter. I wanted to just direct insert them because that would be easier. But that is not happening today. Filter the cargo. And then we will craft it into a... I forget what it's called. Packed cargo, I think. Cargo packing. There we go. 5 times more space efficient. Okay, let's see. Our cracking is going good. We have plenty of oil. Yeah, we definitely did not need 2 refineries here. At least it's not necessarily gonna hurt us. We still don't have iron, but that's fine. We won't have iron until we get some big electric drills. And then same here, we can have bots start building for us. I don't actually know. I'm making the assumption that the pipes for these are in the middle, just like they are with regular drills, but that it really is just an assumption. I don't really know it for sure. I mean, it would make sense. Oh wait, I can see them. Never mind. It does. I can actually. I can know for sure. It shows the pumps there. Whenever you. What's the word? Ghost it? Yeah. It shows the pumps when you're doing a ghost. Or pipes? Pipes. Oh wait. Does that mean it comes from all sides? Yes, it does. Perfect. Okay, and then these can go through the center. Is that the center? No, it is not. It's really hard to tell where the center is. None of them really look like the center because it's like it's a very 3D building. So it doesn't really look like the center from the graphic. Not immediately, at least. Ooh, since these are unprotected though, I could put productivity modules and speed modules in them, which would make them it would get me more uranium. but because I'm not protecting them, I don't really want to waste. Don't really want to waste modules on the off chance that it's destroyed. Because it's actually not so much of an off chance. It's a pretty high chance that they're going to be destroyed. Yeah, maybe we will defend it. Although it is a bit far. Although maybe it's not too bad. Because it would be nice if we could expand our base to get this too. Oh, there's even iron here. Honestly, we could have done a local nuclear plant right here and we would have been fine. Yeah, okay. Well, that answers that question of if we need to defend stuff. This is right along the path of some random biter and he got it to it. I don't think we'll be able to. I don't think we'll be able to roll with this. How can we drag how can we attract biters over there? We could, well, we'll be producing pollution. That might attract some biters. I think we just need to accept that things will be destroyed. Although that was destroyed within like 2 minutes. So I don't think that's sustainable for something we never want to come back to. Yeah, I mean, we could defend it. It's not that big of a deal, right? It just costs a fair amount of flamethrower. 40 flamethrowers? That's actually a lot. We could use lasers. Although lasers are really bad. If we can figure out, if we come back later, we could put flamers where the worst attacks are. We don't necessarily have to cover the entire area. We could do laser turrets initially, since we have more of those, and then flamethrowers where we know the big attacks hit. Because they're pretty consistent. As long as you don't change your factory, they'll pretty much attack the same spot each time. At least I think they do. Okay, how's Novice coming along? Cool. We have not made a single bot. Wait, have we not actually made bots, or are they just going to the wrong spot? Because there is a chance of that. Nope, we haven't made a bot in like 5 or at least 1+ game hours. I don't know why though. Oh my gosh. It's because we're making... Ooh. We are not making nearly enough meteor defenses. And defenses. Like, this is decreasing. Barely, but it is decreasing. Where are these batteries going? Do we have to... We have to follow the bot again. Because I have no idea where things are in my base. We're clearly making something that's consuming more batteries than we can afford to spend. Laser turrets. Yeah, that would do it. They did take up a lot of batteries. You know what? That will fix itself. That is the problem we're trying to fix, or we're trying to fix. So maybe we don't need to worry. Maybe we don't need to be concerned, because these are still producing. I think the issue with batteries is just lack of copper, which is what we are trying to fix right now. On Novice, we just had to fix another planet too, and we're still there because it was a complete mess. Yeah, I think we just need to teleport back. This one we need to fix by hand. Okay, I think we can, yeah, we can finish that wall. Let's just head back. I don't think there's much else we can do here. We might have to cut the robot. We might just have to cut this, maybe make it a blueprint and replace it later, because I don't think... Yeah, let's make it a weird blueprint. Kion. There we go. I don't know why I put that in the description, not the title. Kion uranium mining. Perfect. So we already have this built, but we can't afford to keep it there because bots will destroy it, or biters will destroy it. So instead, we're just going to save it as a blueprint. We can repaste it later, although we do have to kind of recover things. I just want to cover the the roboports at least. If everything's destroyed, it's not a big deal. Everything here is replaceable. So while bots will never really... So like while these will eventually die, I don't really care if they do. Let's mark them for deconstruction. Yeah, see? So we will probably lose those, but it won't be a big deal because they're cheap. The only thing I would have cared about losing is the roboports and possibly the 100 bots inside. So yeah, glad we recovered those. Actually, if there are robots inside, that makes me worry that robots will stay in these things too, which would be very bad because these are vulnerable. Let's just hope we're okay. We don't need to last forever, just a while. Okay, and now for the fun part. Trying to filter out what is important to bring back. Because we have to emergency burn, which means we're going to lose half of our stuff or something. Let's see. I mean, we can keep some, though. So yeah, we're not losing half of our stuff. We're losing half of our stuff minus about 3 rows. So we could actually bring a decent amount of this back. These are worth leaving here. Roboports, yeah, we have all of this stuff back home. Cargo landing pads are kind of expensive, but it is kind of nice to have a backup here. Yeah, we'll leave it. Delivery cannons, sure. This stuff we definitely want to leave. Actually, I think we intended to leave it. Processed fuel, let's leave some of that to kickstart the base in case we ever have that problem again, because that was unpleasant to fix. Steel, cryonite, I have no idea what we're going to do with this random chunk of cryonite. Yeah, we can just give it things I don't want to hold. Oh, big electric motors. You know, those are very limiting right now, but it's nice to keep them here as crafting. Yeah. And then we should be able to fit all of this in our emergency rocket, or at least most of it. And if not, we can leave... Oh, we can probably leave a lot of belt. Yeah. Oh, space belt, though, has no purpose here. And it's kind of pretty expensive. I don't want to leave it. Okay, that should be good enough. Is there anything here we don't need? Not really. Technically, I didn't mean to bring the rails here, but I don't care enough to... I don't care enough to take them back because they're not really expensive. Let's see. We definitely don't need blueprints. We can delete all of these. Oh wait, was deleting... Ooh, maybe I didn't want to delete them. I probably should have checked and maybe put them in somewhere else instead. Ooh, artillery turrets, those are useless here. But yeah, I probably should have checked my blueprint book first before I deleted them. Oh well. Happens. Okay. You know, we were talking about glass earlier. I might as well bring as much as I can back. We'll lose half of it, but at least we won't have to worry about it filling up this chest ever. And then we can probably set these back up now that we have... I think that's all I needed to disable them. Yeah. But we had to disable these when we were having the power outage. Because we could not afford 10 megawatts or so to go into producing things we weren't consuming. Okay. Sure would have been nice if I kept some fuel on me, but I make that mistake every time. There we go. Okay, and we're going to do a backup save just in case we forgot something important, but I think we'll be okay. Wait, what's that? Okay, it's missing miners. I had to check to make sure this wasn't missing defenses or something important. Now, if it's emergency burn, let's go back home and see if we can fix our copper problem, because it is it's been going on a while. You know, we've had to do little side journeys, so we haven't been able to fix it. Oh, which is really bad. Ooh, glass. Glass is expensive. We can send that up. I don't know which one it's supposed to go in. This one? Yeah. Perfect. Okay. How's our oil? Oil is fine. Good. We could probably start using beacons and speed modules to get more to get more oil out of all of our patches, right? Because that will increase the yeah, that will increase how much they give whenever they're like completely empty with and not increase their power, which sounds very nice. Or we could probably just increase their power. There's definitely math somewhere. I don't know what it is, but I mean, pump jacks do produce infinite oil, and I'm imagining there's a way to do it sustainably, especially if you have a huge amount of productivity bonus. Okay, so I don't really know what we need to push these bases. I think first things first, we probably want to get a whole lot of walls so that way we can manually build the wall. Because we made the mistake last time of building the turrets and the roboports and stuff, but we didn't actually have the walls to cover the entire section. So stuff just kind of came from the side and flanked us. It didn't work well. It wasn't completely destroyed, but it was a bit of a waste. It was more. It was more than we could have really afforded to lose, but that's fine. Let's just take those walls. That should be enough. It's not the walls I was aiming for, but it definitely works. Then we need some pipe, which I believe we keep somewhere in our mall, which is incredibly long. So it's really hard to find things in. We've managed, though, so far, so maybe it's not as bad as it seems. Then underground pipes are produced somewhere around here. Yep, there they are. Okay, flamethrower turrets should be pretty cheap, because those mostly just take a whole lot of iron. Almost entirely iron. Like, if you break it down, it's completely iron. And since our limit is copper, we can produce as many flamethrower turrets as we want, and it's not a big deal. I have no idea why these are still here. They are defending something, but there's no way they can defend anything at all now with regular firearm mags. Even piercing rounds aren't that good now. Okay, walls, power poles. Let's turn on the personal trash and see how that goes. Let's see if they bring us what we need. I think they will. It's just we're requesting a lot of stuff. Let's drop this down to 50, drop this down to 50. That'll help a bit. I would like bots or backup bots, but we can't really afford them right now. Oh, laser turrets. Laser turrets would be good. I know they're really expensive, but they're a good way of defending our walls before we attach all the flamethrower turrets. Because there will be a long gap between those two. Because we are lazy and slow. You know what? We might have better luck just searching for the power poles ourselves, because bots are not going to get to us anytime soon. What was this? Why are there tanks there? Probably doesn't matter, but yeah, I don't remember. That was like 20 game hours ago. I don't remember what we used to produce there, but clearly it needed tanks. Or we just used it as a dump chest, which is also likely, so yeah, who knows. And then big electric poles, I think we make those near roboports. Okay, I'm surprised that I remember where half the stuff in this base is. There's really no reason I should. Like, it is a complete mess. There's no logic to it. Okay, I think that is everything I need. Yeah, that's everything I need to hand build it. I should have brought more roboports, though. Yeah, okay, this should be everything I need. Wait. What was that? Oh, a bot must have fallen. There's a mod in this pack called Robot Attrition, which makes it that as logistic bots fly, there's a chance they just fall and blow up. Once you get and then there's an upgrade that makes it that you can support more bots without them like dealing damage when they blow up. Currently my limit is 500 and I have 1,000 in this network. So I need one more upgrade of... I figured it would be there if I typed robot. I don't know what it's actually called. Probably this one? No. I just saw an explosion and assumed that was it. Swarm safety, this one. So if I get one more upgrade of this, it'll make it that when my bots blow, they don't damage things. and make an annoying pop-up on my map that makes me think that I was attacked. Oh no, I was not prepared for that. There we go. The last thing I want to do is bring an entire swarm of big biters over to something that doesn't have its defenses set up. Okay, now my bots are... Oh, they repaired something for me. Thank you. But that's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to help me build. You're not supposed to protect my base. There we go. Okay. If we have 9 glyph explosives. I actually wanted more. I hope this is enough to build the base. It might not be. Okay, so how do we do this? How do we safely do this? We need to connect oil, so maybe if we connect oil first, that'll be a good start. Oil and then power. Okay. Yeah, if we just put our first flamethrower here, I think that'll be a good start. There we go. I think that's a good distance. You can put them a lot closer than you can in vanilla Factorio. Because with this mod pack, most of the biters, they can't shoot over walls, or they have trouble shooting over walls. I'm not quite sure how it works. But it definitely... It makes it that you can put the turrets a lot closer. Because I've definitely seen them hit stuff on the other side of the wall before. But I want to say that's just because the spit has like your AoE, so like if you have something here, it can still be hit. But if you put something back a bit, I don't think they can shoot over it. Or maybe they need to shoot over a couple layers of walls. Oil isn't connected anymore. That is correct, thank you. Let's see. Let's do this, just because it looks nice. That's the only reason I'm doing this pattern. That's how I'm deciding where to put the Roboport. It's not really a good way to make a decision, but it works. And then I think we'll double up on the Roboport, so that way it just has a nice pattern. Will this work? I think so. Oh wait, no, it needs to be one tile over. There we go. Okay. Yeah, this should be fine. You're not sure that the underground pipe I placed reached across? Which one? Oh, that is a pretty large gap. Yeah, that would definitely do it. So it was broken, and then it was broken in a different way. Thank you. Fortunately, oil is at least something you would notice is not connected pretty easily, but definitely happy to know ahead of time before it becomes too problematic. And now we can have bots build stuff for us, which makes things so much nicer. Okay, now we just go up and place this a couple times. Oh wait, why doesn't that look right? There we go. Forgot to copy the report when I blueprinted it. Bots are incredibly slow. Especially when you... Wait, do we have the right suit on? I think we used to have more personal Roboports in here, so they are just slower than they used to be. Yeah, because we could support more bots. We can still support a decent amount of bots though. Maybe one day we'll actually get Roboport Mark IIs. I haven't actually looked into what they cost. Roboport utility science. Oh wait, that's actually not that bad. We're not producing any utility science. But we could. I guess there's no reason research has to be stalled, right? I mean, the reason we weren't sending a rocket up is because it has 130 items in it, which is not great. But on the other hand, we're sending absolutely nothing up, so... I would rather at least have some production, even if it means we waste a ton of rocket parts and oil. One day we won't have that resource shortage again. And once we can recover like 80% of the rocket, that will also help. And that is why we brought the laser turrets with us, if anyone's wondering. Although we could have also used the flamethrowers for that. I didn't realize they were already connected. But yeah, it was nice having defenses already, because I wasn't actually paying attention to where I was expanding. So the lasers appearing out of nowhere definitely saved me. Okay, so we have an underground pipe wasted pretty much every single roboport we placed, but that's not a big deal. They're pretty cheap. But we clearly copied the wrong thing. Because that was supposed to be its own pattern. Or that wasn't supposed to be the pattern, that was supposed to just be in the first one that we placed. Do we have enough glyph explosives? Yes. Oh, and look at that. Texture glitched out a bit. Perfect. Okay. Everything is connected. And now we can go into jetpack mode and place the rest of the walls. Nice and quick, now that we have the whole section cleared up. Let's see, can we trust bots to place stuff? Kind of, but not really at the rate we can fly. So we can't hold shift click, we just have to manually fill gaps if we miss something. That's okay. Still very fast. Way faster than not having a jetpack at all. And then I would like to double up in the water because I don't really know how the water mechanics work in this. So I always just make the water a very wide wall so that way we can hopefully cover any section that's shallow water that I'm not seeing. It's also helpful to add laser turrets to the water sections. And we can delete all of these because these are not on the same pattern anymore. Let's see, is there anything, can we speed this up? Not really. Yeah, we don't really need to. Like, we can manually delete this, but we also don't have to. Our bots are doing well enough while we try to figure things out. Okay, I don't think we have enough cliff explosives, because I've noticed there's a couple cliffs along the way. There is a chance that we have just barely enough, though, which would be cool. Because I don't want to have to redesign it. Or rebuild it. Or come back here later. I like to have this be nice and protected as soon as we're done here. Okay, let's see. Is everything built? I think everything is. Okay, you know what? Maybe I haven't been giving bots credit. I think now that we have utility science upgrades, they're a lot less bad than they used to be. Like, they can almost outpace walking speed now. They weren't able to for the majority of my playthrough so far, though, which is why I have been downplaying how fast they are. Because they used to be, you know, way too slow to use. There we go. That should be nice and defended. Then we'll just add some more lasers here, because this is pretty important section to defend. Anything next to the water risks bots like just walking across it. I don't know. I think there's a mechanic, or maybe that's a mod. I don't know. I thought there was a mechanic where behemoth biters can become like landfill, but even then, the alien biome mod makes it that there's like shallow water you can walk across that you can't build walls on. And it just makes it a lot harder to defend walls for that reason. Like right here. Like this shallow. I think we need to landfill this. because biters can just walk around it. But if we landfill it, we can build a wall on it. Okay, yeah, never mind. I think that's the easiest fix. We just need to get some landfill and build it ourselves. And then do we have any rails? No, we don't. We need to fix that rail at the bottom. Oh, that was a mistake. We might have lost something. Oh no, we abandoned our bots. uh, we might lose all of our bots, which is sad because I don't know what they are doing. I wonder if we accidentally sent them to repair something. Either way, it's not great, but I'm sure it'll be fine. And how's our power grid? Okay, cool. We finally have enough solar panels to run our base mostly off of those. So we're not using steam. Or we're not using our precious coal much or oil much anymore, which is quite nice. It also helps that our base is like completely idled though because of the lack of copper. Big electricals. Still don't have any bots there. We might just steal some bots from the network. It's going to be hard to find them. But yeah, we just need to steal some construction bots. Oh, what else? We need some rails. There might still be some rails in a chest over here. I don't see them. I think we already shipped them off. Yeah, we need a few more rails because we need to send another artillery wagon to support the other one. It ran out of ammo. I have no idea where rails are being produced. If I look on the map, will that help? Let's see. Can we spot it through all of this? All of these filters we have on the map. Can we actually visualize things? Let's see. Oh, they're up here. Okay. Was kind of surprised that we actually found it. I didn't have hope in my ability to find Waldo. Okay. Looks good. We have enough walls. We have enough turrets. We have enough. Yeah, we have enough of everything. Okay. Is that all we needed? We could use some defender capsules. Those would be nice. Ooh, wait, they're being consumed. Wait, what's happening to them? Ah, man. I thought we disabled this. That's unfortunate. Because they're not actually that good. They were good, but now that these are boosted and these ones weren't, they're significantly worse than they used to be. That's Cayenne. Ooh. Wait, hold up. What's going on in Cayenne? Robots were destroyed. That's actually really bad. So like it normally wouldn't be that bad if robots were occasionally destroyed. But the issue is we only have like 200 here, and if they're regularly destroyed, we can't replenish that many. I'm not sure what destroyed them though. We have the fireproof bots mod. Maybe they were destroyed by spit. I think we can fix that by just pushing out the flamethrower turrets farther along the wall. At least that's the hope. Okay. We are out of jetpack fuel. That is unfortunate. Also, I just realized that our artillery wagons were just hand-fed rocket fuel, so there's not really a way to replenish that. Let's see, what can we do? Novice, things are being destroyed. That's expected. Yeah. I thought that would happen eventually. Those are the ones that I abandoned. Poor bots. Okay. Let's see. Have we found any construction bots yet? I just want to take construction bots from a Roboport. Is that too much to ask? I just have no idea where they would be. Oh, there's 90. That'll work. That's the wrong one though. Perfect. Okay. And then look, here's some processed fuel. Perfect. Everything we needed was up there. We also could have just gone there for rails too. And probably flamethrower turrets. I think that had everything we needed to replenish everything. Oh well. It's not like it took that much time to detour to the bottom. We had stuff to fix anyway. See, bots are missing over there. Yeah, that makes sense. Because I kind of left before they finished building. I'll have to double check though, because that could be bad. Perfect. Head back to fill up ammo. Then what about... Okay, what's going on over here? Yeah, their boss just trying to pick up some coal. We can leave that. Okay, so this wall is nicely defended. We didn't finish it at the top, but I think that's okay. Let's see if we can attach enough roboports to go all the way up there. I think bots will take dumb pathing though, so I don't think they'll actually make it. We might have to add some charging roboports along the way. Let's see, medium worms. We should probably destroy that. Because if we leave that worm and the bots eventually pass over that, we're just going to create this like little lethal path that bots try to take. There you go. No more worm. And then there's another one right there. And another right there. We can't reach those, so we'll just have to accept that we live with those now. Or take them out by hand. There might be a place we might be able to get a little bit closer, like if we move this over here to the restocking station, but... Ooh, wait, or we could do this. This is a lazy way to do it, but it does work. This is a lot of bot actions, but yeah, we'll just send it up there, and it'll be there eventually. Yeah, it has plenty of ammo to do this too. Okay, let's see if there's anything else to destroy over here. Before we send it back. We have a lot of things left actually. We missed very significant amounts of bases. Okay, I think we have to wait because that seemed like way too many actions queued up at once. Ooh. What are you attacking? Oh, they're within their automatic range. I didn't realize there were still bases within 200 kilometers there, or 200 meters. And then I forget where our goal was. Oh, we wanted to expand all the way down here. Oh, and we can reach we can reach all of them. That's nice. I'm using so much artillery. I think I'm clicking a few too many times. Just a little bit too often. Sure, that'll be okay. And then we have our own bots that we can use. How's this going? It doesn't look good. I don't even know what's over there. They're just a group of biters that are gonna attack something. Oh, the worm. That's what's getting my bots. Okay. Are these aren't attached to the main base. These are never gonna work. What was I thinking? We kind of need to connect the Roboport networks before we expect them to build. There we go. And I don't know if those will connect, so we'll just add one out here. Oh wait, we didn't grab landfill. That's why we were going back to the base initially. Can we handcraft harpoons? Not harpoons, what are they called? Grappling hook ammo? We need some iron sticks. Okay, so if we can grab some iron, we can just craft some more grappling hook, which would be pretty good. It speeds up travel significantly, especially over long distances, because you just kind of like slingshot your way forward. It's pretty fun. Okay, that was less than I thought. We really don't have that much coal. There we go, that should be plenty. And then landfill we keep next to the stone, because we were trying to use it to condense as many of the resources we had. We should have plenty though, right? Yeah. Oh, that's more than enough. We only needed like 20, and now we have 20 stacks. And then we can switch over to the grappling hook, and as you can see, it's very, very fast. Look, it's so fast, the world even has to buffer. It's like BLSS in the Zelda games. Well, I guess it's just Breath of the Wild. I know that's just coincidence, though. Because we just had an autosave. Okay, let's fix this. Okay, by extending the landfill, we don't have any, by placing the landfill, we don't have any shallow water to deal with. So that way it should stay a little bit more protected. Then we can do the same for the top. That way we don't have to worry about the water geometry. And then we can go north and do the exact same thing because I really want this place to be safe. It is kind of, protecting our entire factory. Although we could make it a lot safer. We don't technically have to destroy our old factory when we expand this, which would probably be a good idea. So like we can leave this wall of flamethrowers here, so that way we don't have to stress too much about making sure we cleared every base here. We probably did, but it's nice to have the assurances. Okay, now we can take this and we can control click it over here, so that way it's within range of those little biters. And it can't be automatic anymore because of that, but it doesn't need to be. I just want to manually be able to aim where it needs to. Okay, did we take out all the bases? Let's see. Nope, we did not queue up enough shots. Or it ran out of ammo, I'm not sure. But either way, we need to fire a few more times. We could also send a second artillery cannon down here. Might help. Let's see, and then this diagonal seems like it's going to be very, very annoying to deal with. Yeah, first time with space exploration. It was going really good, and then Novice started falling apart, and then our utility science planet started falling apart, and now we've just been cleaning up the mess for quite a while. Currently, I'm trying to get more copper, so that's what happened to Novice. It ran out of copper production, and that halted like our entire base, so we don't produce LDS or robots or, really anything anymore. And the nearest patch we had was surrounded by a lot of bases. But once we get this expanded, we should be good. And then the next time we need copper, hopefully we'll just be able to get it by fixing core mining or something, because this could also use a rework. But yeah, once this is fixed, I don't actually know what my next goal will be, because it has been a while since our base started falling apart, and I don't remember what we were doing before that. See, swarm safety, that could be good. Oh, wait, actually, no, let's go back to getting big requester chests. Because I don't really use logistic bots much. We don't have to make sure we don't really have to ensure they fall less. Okay. I think we have enough that we can expand this wall. I kind of want to be lazy and make it a straight line, because I could make it a diagonal, but that sounds awful to try to build. So we are instead going to go 2 straight lines. Outward would be best, just because it gives me more area, but inward means I don't have to clear as many bases. I guess it's not. If I can target the artillery, I guess it's not a big deal. It's pretty easy to clear bases now. This is also like my first time ever using artillery. I'm not using it great. I should have had more artillery wagons. But it's pretty cool. I see now why they added it to the game. It's really fun. Even if I waste way more shots than I need to, because I'm really bad at figuring out what the area is. So I double up in a lot of spots. But that will be a good spot for our expansion. We hopefully still have landfill on us. There we go. Yikes. We don't have anything to deal with that, do we? Oh, we have these guys. There we go. Yeah, they're really bad. Pretty sure the default bots are better. I don't know if that's because of space exploration or because of the base game. I've never really used the high tier ones before. But the fact that they don't scale with upgrades kind of makes them rough. Like they were outpaced by, or they are outdone by the basic defender capsules really fast. They are less, they are less clicks though, which that's hard to put a price on. Having something work with 5 times less clicks, it's pretty nice. Because I'm lazy. Okay, went to the wrong map view. Perfect. Oh wait, I was trying so hard to not copy the extra underground, and then I copied the only section where I could have copied the misplaced underground. There we go. That didn't work. Okay, perfect. We don't actually have oil connected for it, so maybe we should connect that before we start building all the flamethrowers. Because if they can't defend themselves, don't think we can recover that well from the loss. We have a lot of bots out. Probably would have been smart if we had connected the Roboport ahead of time, but I figured if we just connect the oil, the walls will last long enough that Roboports can, our own bots can eventually like fill in the gaps. But yeah, wall first just seemed a little bit easier. Technically, this isn't a steady oil production, but I think it's fine. Or it'll at least fine for defending our base. We'll eventually be able to connect these, but I don't know how we'll do that. We might use an oil. We might use a. We could use a pipe. We could also use an oil train. Not sure. It depends what looks easier at the time. I'm pretty sure an oil train, since we already have a blueprint for those, probably would not be difficult to set up. Especially since we don't use much oil anyway. So the oil train pretty much idles like 90% of the time, and that's okay. Okay, we did not grab cliff explosives. That's unfortunate. Although I don't think, if I can't fit around it, I don't think they can either. But just in case. There we go. And then let's do the walls first. We learned our mistake last time. Yeah, we really need cliff explosives. Because these gaps, they seem bad. Although a couple of the gaps were from trees, so I guess cliff explosives wouldn't really fix that. Oh, well that changes things. That's quite bad, huh? How do we get around this? Do we have walls? I guess it really depends if we're out of walls or if we're just out of walls on our person, because those are two different things. Also, something's out of storage space. I don't know how. Or maybe that means something else. But they shouldn't have been in like a network, so I don't really know what the notification was. Oh well. We need, let's see. Landfill, we're good on landfill. We need more walls. We probably could use more laser turrets. Just for temporary defenses. And then we need to queue up our artillery again. Okay, all is simple enough to do. Sure, it would be nice if we had a faster jetpack. I mean, we could make a flight suit, like a suit that we just put like 20 jetpacks in, and its only purpose is to go really, really fast. That's not a terrible idea. It sounds really hard to aim, but I mean, so is using a grappling hook to get around, so I don't know if it would be any worse. Oh wait, hold on. What time is it? Oh, okay. I think I have to wrap it up there. My sister is visiting soon. I thought I was gonna stream earlier today, but it took me a bit to go through my morning routine, so I started like an hour later than I wanted to. But I should be back tomorrow. I think, yeah. I don't think I have anything going on the next week, so I should hopefully have a fairly normal streaming schedule. around this time each day for a couple hours, except for Wednesdays. But thank you all for watching. Hope you all have a wonderful evening. I have to go get ready to see some family. Sorry for the abrupt ending. I was not paying attention to time. But I'm glad another one. I'm glad we finally got the other planet safe. Actually, I might still have the save. I did not realize I could either. Someone in chat suggested it to me, and it's really goofy. It makes you feel like Spider-Man kind of, because you're just like swinging around. Yeah, this is what we did last time. Or this is what happened last time. We had a blackout because we got attacked by a huge wave of biters, and all of our meteor things went off. So that created like a massive spike requesting like 300 megawatts of power. So then we just got like that death cycle as we weren't able to power our drills and stuff. It was very bad. It's safe now because it has flamethrower turrets and more power. Yeah, this is what we fixed last time, and it was brutal. And yeah, we did go to space. Oh yeah, they're they're definitely nothing new. It's just having them, like, I've had those experiences in Factorio. Having them on another planet though was like an extra level of pain because it was like it costs a lot still for me to travel between planets. So it was rough trying to get to defenses and then resupply it in time. But we managed. We lost half the base, but we fixed it. Yeah, this is our orbit base. It's not very big. It produces enough utility and production science though for us to figure out what the next thing we need to build is. So it doesn't really need to be big. It finally has a mall for most of the important stuff. It's currently not running because, I mean, as I was talking about earlier, Novice is pretty much just stalled and isn't producing anything. So until we fix that, we can't make much in space either. But we have about 6 million copper now, or we'll have 6 million copper soon. So that should keep us running a lot longer once we actually mine that and send it back to the base. So hopefully we can go back into doing more space stuff. Because currently it is just vanilla Factorio until we get this copper fixed. Well, vanilla Factorio with a jetpack, really. But that's all for today. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you have a wonderful evening. I'm gonna go see my family. Peace.